Welcome to Learn About Law. My name is Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 reasons to hire an attorney when handling a probate estate. So probate isn't always necessary in Illinois. You don't want to check with an attorney to find out if probate is necessary. Or you can check out our article on the topic, and we've got a video blog and podcast about it too at learn-about-law.com, and you should be able to figure out whether probate is necessary. If it is necessary, probate is a court case where the court oversees the process of marshaling the assets, gathering the assets of a deceased person, and then distributing those assets first to creditors and then to heirs. We have a good article on our website too about the whole probate process if you want to learn more about that. But without further ado, let's talk about why you probably should have an attorney when dealing with the probate process. Reason number 1 is that if you don't have an attorney and you make a mistake in the way you handle the estate, then you're going to be personally liable for that mistake. So if you hire an attorney and the attorney makes the mistake, then the attorney is on the hook for any damages that are the result of that mistake. And you might think, well, I'm pretty good at numbers. I can fill out forms, but to be honest with you, there's a lot of complicated forms, deadlines, notices that need to be filled out, reports that need to be generated. And even if you think you're doing everything right, sometimes honest mistakes happen. So you'd rather have the attorney be liable than have yourself be personally liable, because you're just the executor. You're doing a job, and you don't want to be on the hook for, potentially tens of thousands of dollars for a mistake you do during that job. Reason number 2 that you want to hire an attorney to handle a probate estate is that the process is going to go a lot quicker. A probate isn't fast by any means, and that's why we always advise doing an estate plan if you can while you're alive to prevent probate. But if probate is necessary, it's going to go a lot faster with an attorney than without one. The reason is that, like I said, there's a lot of deadlines, there's notices, there's forms that need to be done correctly. And when you go into each court date, if you don't have everything done exactly perfectly, your T's crossed, your I's dotted, the court will say, sorry, try again, and reschedule a court date for maybe even 6 months down the road. So without an attorney, if you're not doing everything just right, you're going to run into delays, and it can turn something that might be a 6-month process to a 3-year process. And the problem is that if it takes that long, then that's time that the beneficiaries and the heirs of the estate aren't getting access to their inheritance. So everything's tied up, and that's problematic. The third reason that you should hire an attorney when handling a probate estate is that an attorney will save you as the executor a lot of time. Now, just kind of like speeding up the estate, there's only so fast things can go. There's only so much work you can save yourself. Even if you hire an attorney, you're still going to be doing things like gathering receipts and keeping records, making lists of creditors, and basically going through your loved one's belongings, liquidating them. There's a lot of work that you're going to have to do as an executor. But if you don't have an attorney, on top of that, you have to learn about the law as it pertains to probate, learn how to fill out forms, learn about these deadlines, publish notices in newspapers, deal with creditors, deal with any disputes that arise. And, like for me, I never got the skill of being able to be handy. So when I need to redo my basement, I can certainly figure out how to do it myself. And even if I were relatively handy, I could do it myself. But it would take me hundreds of hours to do that I could be focusing on other things, where if I hire a skilled craftsman to redo my basement, I save a lot of time and I can focus on what's more important. Certainly there's a cost associated with that, but you kind of have to make the trade-off. Reason number 4 is that having a probate attorney will minimize the potential for disputes. So there's some disputes that are unavoidable. If someone thinks the will is forged, there's going to be litigation over that. But the potential for disputes increases astronomically if you've got basically someone who doesn't know what they're doing running the probate estate without any professional help. Because, for one, the estate will go longer, but also creditors at a minimum and heirs will, as soon as they see one small error, they're going to want to get involved and supervise things. And once that happens, the door is open to them scrutinizing everything that's done, and that can be a Pandora's box that you don't want to open. So at a minimum, if a non-attorney is handling an estate, usually creditors will request and be granted supervised administration of the estate as opposed to independent administration. We've got a video on our website all about supervised administration, so I won't go into a ton of detail. Suffice to say that supervised administration is a longer, more expensive process, and it requires a lot more court oversight for nearly every action that you as the executor have to do. So typically you don't want supervised administration, but if you're handling the estate on your own, that's a really likely outcome. In a worst case scenario, as the creditors and heirs give more scrutiny to your actions, they're going to find things that they find suspicious that maybe are no fault of yours as an executor. And it may lead to expensive litigation. A probate isn't necessarily the cheapest thing in the world, but it's much more cost effective if you're not getting involved in multi-year litigation and there's no dispute. So if the case goes cleanly, nobody's fighting, it's a lot less expensive, a lot faster, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. Working with a professional, an attorney will make sure that any disputes that may arise are resolved cheaply and effectively as early as possible so they don't blow into big things. We're trained to negotiate and settle out claims. So we make sure that if there is a potential dispute, we get everybody to sign off on a resolution of it as early as possible, and it doesn't blow into a big thing. The fifth reason that you probably want to hire an attorney for your probate estate is that it'll significantly reduce the amount of emotional strain and stress on the family. This is a difficult time, and we understand that, and nobody's at their best. And as soon as you put money into the equation, even close families may get torn apart if they feel like they're being treated unfairly from a financial perspective. So having an attorney that can be a third party inserted between you as the executor and your loved ones, the heirs, is a really good idea, because then there's a neutral person that no one can be suspicious of, and it's kind of a wall between you and the financial transactions that affect your family members. Also, the other factors we've talked about, a faster delivery time on any inheritances, the reduction of litigation, and saving time on the executor to spend more time with your family, which is what's important. Those all factor into the emotional strain that your family is going through. So an attorney should resolve that. Having a professional take care of the situation makes a tough situation a lot less painful than it would be if someone that doesn't know what they're doing is trying to struggle through an estate and causing risks in the family as they do it. So those are the top 5 reasons that you should work with an attorney. There's probably a lot more. But if you want to learn more about probate or any other area of law, you can go to learn-about-law.com. We have hundreds of articles, videos, and podcasts. Please review us on iTunes if you like us, or subscribe to us on YouTube. You can call us at 630-324-6666. That's 630-324-6666. We offer free consultations for probate or really any other area of law. And you can check out our business podcast at seizeyourbusiness.com and our real estate related podcast at makingrealestatefun.com. Thanks so much for watching and listening.